the air travels into a new organ, a lung. Take a breath, and remember it's because a monster fish chased our ancestor into the stagnant water, forcing them to breathe air. We're an Ichthyostega. We can breathe air or water, closing off our windpipe to switch between lungs and gills. Today, our gills are gone, but the mechanism remains, and sometimes it spasms, giving us the hiccups. 365 million years ago, we stick our head out of the water. There's a swamp behind us, paradise ahead. The choice is simple, but the consequences are immense. We pull ourselves out of the water and change the course of history. This is the moment we leave the water for a new life on land. But all this food comes at a price. The fierce sun dries out our skin. The hard terrain tears at our soft feet. Ichthyostega is a fish out of water. We dodged extinction in a stagnant swamp, only to slam straight into another deadly environment. Countless creatures perish, but natural selection helps our ancestor adapt. Thicker skin protects us from the sun, and tough claws that will one day become our fingernails help us move across the rough terrain until we're Casenaria. We've adapted to life on land, but our eggs haven't. They need a tough shell to stop them drying out in the sun. The problem is males can't fertilize an egg through a tough shell, but they can fertilize it before the shell forms, inside the female's body. Sex as we know it starts here. The result is a masterpiece of evolution, an egg in a tough shell with all the nutrients the embryo needs sealed inside. Sex is the best way to increase genetic variety and keep our species alive. Thanks to sex, 340 million years ago, Casenaria becomes the first of our ancestors to live entirely on land. It's a new world, different from anything we've experienced up to now. We breathe air, support our own weight, and wrestle with an onslaught of new smells, sounds, sights. Bombarded with information, our brains evolve. We're smart, and we need to be. From that first creature to set foot on land, millions of species have evolved. More competitors mean less food to go round. A mutation gives us bigger, more powerful jaw muscles. It's a critical advantage. We can eat more food, faster. And it shows. We're Verinops, a slab of pure meat-eating power. This little creature is a Proterosaurus, Once a competitor, now he's prey. With Varanops for an ancestor, our success seems certain. But our story is a roller coaster ride, and there's a big dip coming. $250 million years ago, thousands of miles away in Siberia, the Earth tears itself apart. A giant plume of magma surges up from deep inside the planet. Molten rock oozes through cracks in the Earth's crust, covering an area the size of the United States under a layer 1,000 feet deep. And it continues for 500,000 years. Trillions of tons of noxious carbon dioxide trap the sun's heat inside the atmosphere. Temperatures soar to over 100 degrees. Plants, the plant eaters, and eventually the meat eaters, perish. 95% of all species die. Only a tiny handful hang on. Among them, us, and another species that will one day become the dinosaurs. As the fight for survival winds down, the battle for supremacy begins. 30 million years since volcanic eruptions wiped out 95% of all living things. When the eruption struck, we looked like a large lizard. Now, we're a cat-sized creature covered in fur called Ectoninion. Imagine you've survived the apocalypse, and today is the day it's finally safe to venture out of hiding. You discover you're not alone. The last thing you want to see is a dinosaur. A 5-foot-tall Herrerasaurus. She evolved from one of the small reptiles that survived the mass extinction. Her ancestors adapted faster than ours, putting the dinosaurs ahead in the game and leaving us playing catch-up. This one's fast, strong, and hungry. We're staring down the barrel of an evolutionary gun. Our only hope, natural selection. Over millions of years, we get smaller, so we're harder to catch. We become nocturnal, making us harder to see. We're cold and scared. Tiny muscles around the base of each hair contract, making our fur stand on end, trapping air as insulation. That's why today, when we're cold or startled, we get goosebumps. Our senses sharpen so we can see, hear, and smell a dinosaur before a dinosaur sees us. Inside our brain, a new structure evolves, the neocortex, the home of complex thought, that allows us to analyze a situation and respond. It will one day give us the power to imagine, create, and communicate. 66 million years ago, we're Batodon, a 2-inch long shrew-like creature living on our wits in the ancient forests of Montana. Humanity's future depends on Batodon's sharp senses and supercharged brain. If these fail, we may never exist. The dinosaurs may be the best thing that ever happened to us. Thanks to them, we have powerful senses and brilliant brains. Without them, we could still be laying eggs. To protect our offspring from hungry dinosaurs, we evolved to give birth to live young. Instead of leaving them to fend for themselves, we nurture them with milk. Sweat glands evolved to become mammary glands. It's a major milestone in our journey from cell to human. The birth of a new kind of animal, one that will branch out into more than 4,000 species, from the smallest mouse to the largest whale, to us. The mammals have arrived. The dinosaurs help shape who we are. But we lost the battle for supremacy. The dinosaurs reigned for over 165 million years. Nothing can stop them. Or so it seems.